Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing how to prepare the snake gourd curry. So for that, I've taken 2 snake gourds, and this snake gourd has to be skinned out as well as de-seeded, and later you can chop them as per your desired size. So for the first thing, what I'll be doing is I'll be preparing a masala to it. To prepare the masala, I've taken a pan, add sufficient amount of oil to it, and I'm adding roughly chopped 1 onion. So this has to get a little fried unless and until the splatter of the onion is completely down. Later you can add the ginger and garlic to it as per the quantity of the curry that you will be preparing, and later you need to add the coriander leaves and again fry them for some time. So let's say for about 3 to 4 minutes under medium to low flame. So once you keep having a good fry over the ingredients, the coriander completely gets sized down, and at that size you can slow off the flame or you can off the flame altogether, allow it to completely cool down, transfer to a jar and grind them into a fine paste. So meanwhile, I've taken a cooker and I'm adding sufficient amount of water. So it depends on your requirements whether you want the curry to be a watery or you want it to be a thick curry. So based on that, you can add sufficient amount of water, and I'm adding a very few amount of the chana dal to it, because the chana dal usually gives some gastric problem. So the ones who are having a heavy stomach and a bloating can avoid the chana dal, or you can add it in small quantity. So once you add the chana dal, you can add the snake gourd, which is chopped it into this size. So allow this to boil for some time, as it has to boil for about like 5 minutes, and you can see all over the bubbles which would be there. So once you see the water is being boiled well, now you need to add the masala what we prepared at the beginning. So this is nothing but the coriander, ginger, garlic and the onion. So that has to be added and allow it to boil for another 5 minutes. And at this stage we need to add certain powders, the dry powders. Firstly, I'll be adding 2 tablespoons of dhania powder, that's a coriander powder. Later you need to add a little of turmeric to it, or if you want the turmeric to dominate your curry, you can add how much ever you require. So I'm adding a very few amount of turmeric, followed by almost like a 3/4 spoon of the garam masala. So you need to add this garam masala and you need to allow that to boil again for another 5 minutes. So this boiling stages are very important, as it has to take out the raw smells of the items what we are adding. So close the lid and allow it to whistle it for about 4 to 5 whistles. So meanwhile, take a pan, add some oil to it, add some mustard, let the mustard get splattered out. Once the mustard is completely splattered, you can add the onions, which has to be chopped in a longer size, because that's how the desired size that you would be having. So this has to be sliced properly. So this sliced onion has to be fried well in the oil. Meanwhile, you can also add some curry leaves to it and again give it a good mix. Fry them well. Don't turn them as too brown, but a little brown would give and enhance the flavor of the curry. So once this is being done, you can keep this aside. So now you can take another container, add the pressure downed item, that's a curry, into this particular container and allow this to cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. Meanwhile, there is another paste which I have done, which is the tomato paste. So for this, I have added 2 tomatoes, a little of coconut to it, soap, then I have added some cinnamon, cardamom and also some cloves. So these are the items that you need to add, grind it into a fine paste and add it into the curry. So once it's added to the curry, you need to allow this to boil for about 6 to 8 minutes, as the raw smell of the coconut and tomatoes has to get disappeared. So once you see that step by step, you could see the curry is getting thickened up, and that is the stage that you need to add the onion and curry leaves mixture to it, and you need to allow this to boil for another 2 to 3 minutes. So once you allow this to boil for a sufficient amount of time, then this tasty snake gourd curry would be ready. You can have this with rice, which goes excellently good, and later you can add it with idlis and dosas, which would again be very tastier. If you want to have this with chapati, you need to ensure that this has to be a little thicker. The curry has to be a little thicker so that it also goes well with the chapati. So hope you liked my video. If so, I would request you all to do a subscription to my channel. because every subscription of y'all is giving me a motivation. And do like, share and comment to my channel. And at the times of COVID, I request all of y'all to stay indoors, as this is becoming danger day by day, and we need to take care of ourselves and the other loved ones who are along with us. So let's pray to the Lord and ensure that all these things comes to an end. Let's be supportive to one another, hoping all are safe back at home. And I also pray for the same. I'll see you next time in my next video. Until then, take care. Bye.